my name is Tara, and I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I decided to kind of go on an epic adventure, and I created Around Ireland on a Pushie. Oh, winter. Oh gosh. Okay, this wasn't a planned thing. This was like I could have like quit my job and killed the cash cow, or I could have just worked out my contract and then gone on an adventure. So I just kind of decided that I'd work out my contract and go around Ireland. So that's kind of why I decided winter. It wasn't like, it was just, it just happened. And I figured if I didn't go at this point and travel around Ireland, that I'd never go. I mean, we can always wait for like the perfect day or perfect time to go anywhere, but I just thought, why not? Yeah, I'm totally not a cyclist. Ireland's a great place. It's kind of like this magical place. It's got a lot of history. A lot of cool things happen here. It's a very romantic place, I guess. I just thought it'd be a really nice place. Like, I've never met an Irish person I didn't like, and I thought I'd be pretty safe here. So I just thought, Ireland's a great place, and it's very challenging because you've got crazy hills and you've got like lots of rain. So I just thought, why not? Okay, well, I'm still not completely trained. However, I came up with this idea about 6 months before I had left for Ireland. So, I even thought of this before I even bought a bicycle. Growing up as a kid, I just had rims, no tires on my bike. So it was all a new experience for me. So I gave myself about 6 months to train, I guess, but I didn't do cycling training. I did full body training. And I don't know, I just worked really hard, and I'm not prepared now, and I don't think I'd ever be prepared for this, but you just gotta go with it. Like, it's one of those things that if you don't do it, you'll never do it. So I was never fully prepared, and I was never fully trained, but I was just trained enough that I wouldn't like keel over and die from, exhaustion. I wanted to share this story with other people. I thought it was something that is to be shared. Like, I read the book Around Ireland with the Fridge with Tony Hawks, and I just thought it was kind of really cool how he went around and met people along the way. And I just thought that using social media would kind of be a really good tool to meet people. Well, look, people are either interested or they're not interested. I've got rain gear and food supplements and training, clothes, and that's all helped me out immensely. Like, I probably couldn't have done all this without all that. So pretty much everyone I've reached out to has been very receptive to helping out. They believe in it as much as I believe in going around Ireland on a bike, This is a choose your own adventure. Do you remember those books when you were a kid that, you go through and you're like, turn to page 29 or turn to page 34, That's kind of how this is. So I've opened up an all Twitter request line to give me challenges. So it's just whatever they throw at me, I kind of take on board, and I do. This morning, I ate a mega breakfast just as big as this table. I didn't finish it, but I gave it a red hot go. And I fought as a medieval knight. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I also did stand-up comedy. Like, there's kind of really cool things that I've gotten to do because of it. I've mostly been staying in hostels, and then if I meet people along the way and they seem okay, I've been staying with them. I'm not too keen on camping. I don't have any camping gear. I ruled that out months ago when I was still in Sydney. I went for a 22k bushwalk over 2 days, and I carried all this gear, and I just went, I'm so not going around Ireland with camping gear. It's not happening. It was just too much, So mostly I stay in hostels because I kind of like the fun environment of being in shared accommodation. It has its perks, I think, and it also has the bad sides as well. But I laugh at all that stuff as well. When you have like a really heavy snore, or there's crazy things that happen in hostels, and I think they really need to experience. And I actually I love it. I thrive in it. It depends on where you're going and what you're doing. For instance, if you're booking in Dublin, I reckon you can kind of book last minute day of. And I've done that. I've done that through the week. However, weekends are a lot harder to book. So I've kind of booked up. I don't like planning, but I've kind of booked up like the next week, I guess, just so I kind of have an idea where I'm going. But really, I just wing it, and I just see where I end up, because I don't even know where I'm going to be next week. You know, I have an idea, but I mean, everything can change. Oh, it depends on how determined and hungry I am regarding food. I've got some bars with me just to get me out of a jam if I'm really hungry, which happens. But sometimes I'm so focused. Like I had a 60K day one day, and I was just so focused that I just kept pedaling, because I just wanted it to end. So I just kept cycling, and it was blowing, you know, there was wind, and I was just exhausted. And I just didn't stop when I should have. And then I just kind of stood around like a zombie, and I ordered pizza delivery from around the corner because I couldn't be asked to go collect it, even though I have a bicycle. Yeah, I went to an Irish dinner, and it was really cool. Like there was about 7 or 8 of us, and we were all sitting around, and we had a full Irish dinner, and it was fantastic because I was kind of like stepping in their world that day. And you know, I gladly accepted it, because it's not every day you get invited to someone's home. So I definitely took that on board, and it was really cool. I was still really jet lagged at the time, unfortunately. Yeah, I mostly do photos, so I just use my iPhone really, and I just write about everything on my computer. So they're the memories. I also have a book. It's just like a little square book that I've been having people sign that I meet along the way. And it's kind of like, it's like you know when you go somewhere and they say, hey, sign our guest book. Well, it's like I'm going around and I have a guest book. The thing is, I'm not going to read the guest book until I'm back in Sydney. So anybody can write anything. So it could get really interesting. But I've had people silk screen in it. So I spent time with a silk screener, and she'd kind of put stuff in there, and yeah, it's nice. It's kind of nice to be able to go back home and have this book to look at. At the moment, I'm writing all the crazy things that happen in the blog. And I've had some pretty epic, crazy adventures that are absolutely hilarious. And I'm just I just want to get that out because they're funny. They're fun to read. Everyone I've been meeting along the way has said, you need to write a book. So I've kind of taken that on board a bit. And I think when I get back to Sydney or wherever I end up, because I have no idea where I'm going to end up, I might put the words together. And I was actually thinking about doing an electronic book and then having like an actual print book as well, because everything I do is very social media heavy. So it would be kind of cool to see like the tweets I wrote, or the shots on Instagram that I took, or the newspaper articles that were written, or the video. Just having that all in there that people can click and kind of be on the adventure, but just in a book form.